Watch out. A plane staggers onto the tarmac. It landed in spectacular fashion. The plane is being flown by an 11-year-old girl. The captain is unconscious. 180 passengers, including the captain, all had food poisoning. They passed out. The girl was the only one awake, so she stepped forward, piloted the plane to a safe landing, and left quietly afterwards. By the time the hospital and journalists arrived, she was already in a taxi. But the girl knew more than that. Just as she was on her way to her grandmother's house, a squirrel suddenly appeared on the side of the road. The driver crashes into the car next to her to avoid it. The girl rushes across the road. She saves the injured squirrel. She then got into the driver's seat and skillfully pulled over to the side, helping the driver to deal with the accident. Afterwards, the girl put the squirrel in her bag. She arrived at her grandmother's house. Just after meeting her, the girl rushed forward and hugged her grandmother tightly. This was the first time she had seen her grandmother, but Grandma looked very embarrassed. Not only had she forgotten to pick her up, she also didn't like her very much. As soon as she sat down, she said in no uncertain terms, "I raised your mother. Now that she's gone, I'm not responsible for raising you anymore." The girl was not sad. She moved into her mother's room and bandaged the squirrel's wounds. She started a major renovation, putting up colored lights and painting stars. She put a picture of her dad on the bed. At night, the girl called her dad on video. Yes, the girl's father is an astronaut. He was on a mission in space. That's why he left the girl with her grandmother. The girl tells her dad that everything is fine. Her father showed her what Earth looked like, even though they were far apart. He was very concerned about her. Early the next morning, the squirrel came quietly into her grandmother's room. Grandma was startled. She started to chase the squirrel around the room, but she fell down. The girl goes to school alone on a skateboard. The girl introduces herself to her classmates in class. Her name is Anna, and she grew up in the European Space Agency. She trained with her father as a formal astronaut. The class is intrigued, but then the injured squirrel woke up. Anna immediately asked her teacher for leave. She had to take him home for dinner and medicine. The teacher was stunned. This was the first time she had ever seen such a student. When Anna returned home, she found out that her grandmother had been injured and needed hospital treatment. That means Anna will have to live alone. When Anna returned to school, the headmaster immediately approached her. He was very upset about Anna's absence from school. Asked to see a parent or guardian. Anna said, "I am my own guardian." The headmaster was furious. After learning that Anna had no one to look after her, he immediately asked that Child Protection Services be reported. At this point, the girls in the class downstairs were being bullied. Anna looked furious. Before the headmaster could say anything else, she walked out straight away. The headmaster was going mad. Anna rushed to stop her. She tripped over her own school bag in the chase. She got a gash on her forehead. Luckily, Anna had medical training. She was able to treat the cut. By the time the paramedics arrived, the wound had been perfectly treated. The paramedics had come all this way for nothing. The headmaster arrived late. He didn't blame the seniors. Instead, he turned to Anna and questioned her. Anna disliked the fact that it was your responsibility. But the headmaster said, "I'm only responsible for teaching. I'm not in charge of anything else. You can be the headmaster if you like." But Anna took it seriously.